Newman has had many lives on The Young and the Restless. Baby switcher, corporate shark, family black sheep, and Victor Newman's most dangerous son. But for a time, Adam Newman wasn't Adam Newman at all. He was Spider, a professional gambler in Las Vegas, living under an alias, surrounded by strangers, and with absolutely no memory of Genoa City. For over 2 years, everyone believed that Adam Newman was dead. And when he finally resurfaced in 2019, it wasn't just a return for the character. It was actually the beginning of a whole new era of Adam on Y&R. Because that mysterious Vegas storyline was the very first storyline for Mark Grossman's version of Adam. And it all began with an explosion. Okay, to understand the Spider era, we have got to go all the way back to November of 2016, because at the time, Adam Newman was being played famously by Justin Hartley. And one person in Genoa City had been quietly plotting revenge against him for years. Chloe Mitchell. Chloe believed that Adam was responsible for the hit and run accident that killed her daughter, Delia. And Chloe wanted justice, or at least her version of it. Chloe tricked Adam into coming to a remote cabin, and once he arrived, she drugged him, left him unconscious inside the cabin, and then walked outside and blew the whole cabin up. The explosion was massive, and the cabin was completely destroyed, and Adam Newman was presumed dead. It was a very shocking moment and a very shocking exit for Justin Hartley's version of the character, who a lot of fans really loved. And actually, Adam stayed dead for a long time after that. For 2 years, all of Genoa City believed that Adam had died in that explosion. Until suddenly, in 2019, Adam Newman was found alive. But here's the twist. He wasn't Adam anymore. He was Spider. So Adam resurfaces in 2019, but not in Genoa City. No. He's in Las Vegas, and he's living a completely different life. He's a professional gambler. Cool, calm, dangerously skilled. And he has no memory of being Adam Newman. No memory of Victor, no memory of Chelsea, no memory of Sharon. As far as he knows, he's Spider And he's always been Spider. He has developed a reputation in Vegas, in the casinos. He knows the dealers. He knows the high-stakes players. And to the outside world, Spider looks like a man who has always belonged in Vegas. But then someone in Genoa City catches on. Kevin Fisher reports seeing a gambler in Las Vegas who looks suspiciously like Adam Newman. Well, he tells Victor Newman that his son, Adam, might not be dead after all. But when Victor finally finds the man known as Spider, he realizes something is very wrong here. Because Adam, aka Spider, doesn't recognize him. Not at all. And Spider has people in Las Vegas who are determined to keep Genoa City away from him, including a woman named Riza. In Las Vegas, Spider isn't alone. One of the key figures in his life is a woman named Riza. Riza is a big part of Spider's world and career. She understands the Las Vegas gambling scene. She understands the high-stakes lifestyle. And she is extremely protective of him. In fact, when people start showing up from Genoa City asking questions, Riza is immediately suspicious. Who are these people? Why are they trying to convince Spider that he's someone else? I guess from her perspective, it just looked like there were strangers trying to manipulate him, and she doesn't trust them. Riza starts to become a barrier between Spider and the past that he doesn't remember. But Victor Newman is not about to give up. If Adam is really alive, then Victor believes that there is only one person who can truly reach him. Someone who has always had a special connection to him. So Victor makes a surprising decision. He calls Sharon Newman, Adam's ex-wife, and he sends her to Las Vegas. When Sharon arrives in Las Vegas, she finally comes face to face with Adam, or at least the man that she knows as Adam. But the man who's standing in front of her insists repeatedly that he is Spider. He doesn't recognize Sharon, he doesn't remember Genoa City, and he certainly doesn't believe her when she tells him that he's actually Adam Newman. And at first, he completely rejects her. He's insistent, he belongs in Las Vegas, he's not budging. But Sharon refuses to give up, because even though Spider says he is an Adam, something about him feels familiar. And Sharon believes him, Adam is still there. So she stays in Vegas and she keeps talking to him, keeps trying to push through the walls that Spider has built around himself. Well, slowly, very slowly, something finally begins to change. Fragments of memories begin to surface, moments that Spider can't explain, feelings that he can't quite shake. And suddenly, the life that he thought he understood begins to unravel. Because if Sharon is telling the truth, that means that Spider isn't who he thinks he is, and the man he used to be is Adam Newman, a man with a complicated past. As Sharon continues reaching out to him, the pieces start to fall into place. Spider starts to remember things, faces, moments, pieces of a life that he once lived. And eventually, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. He isn't Spider. He's Adam Newman, the son of Victor Newman, the man Genoa City believed died in a cabin explosion years earlier. And that realization changes everything. Because once Adam begins to remember who he is, the life that he has built here in Las Vegas no longer makes sense. Of course, the Spider identity was never meant to last. It was a life created by circumstance. But the real story, the real drama was always waiting for him back in Genoa City. So Adam eventually agrees to return home. And when he does, it becomes the true beginning of a whole new era for the character, because this storyline didn't just resurrect Adam Newman. It introduced viewers to Mark Grossman's version of Adam. And from that moment forward, Spider became just another part of Adam's legend. The entire Spider story didn't last long. It was just from May to June of 2019. But it was an important turning point in the Young and the Restless history because it brought Adam Newman back from the dead. And it launched Mark Grossman in the role, and it gave fans an all new chapter in the Adam story. And strangely, it was the chapter when he wasn't Adam Newman at all. So now I'm curious. Do you remember the Spider storyline? Do you like the mystery of Adam's Vegas life with Riza? How do you feel about Mark Grossman in the role of Adam then and now? Leave me a comment because I can't wait to hear your thoughts.